Hello Journey Junkie Tribe, welcome back to the mat and welcome to your chakra goal setting power flow. Today's class is all about going down the chakra system current so that we can work to manifest our goals here on the mat together. So if you were with me through the chakra challenge, we went the opposite way, the traditional way, rising up through the chakra system through liberation. Now we're going back down to work on manifestation. So for today's class, I definitely recommend a block or two, giving yourself permission to modify and take rest as we are moving through a more intense power flow. Also, if you are looking to deepen your practice off the mat, I created a chakra goal setting worksheet to help you put this into action in your daily life off the mat. You can find the link to the blog post where you can grab your worksheet in the description below. Now with that said, unroll your yoga mat and let's start setting some goals. Alrighty, we are starting at the top of our mats in Tadasana pose. So like I said, we're starting at the top of the energetic system, so the crown of the head. So it makes sense that we're starting here in mountain pose, standing straight up, making space for the entire energetic center to breathe and spin. And then we'll be ending in shavasana on the ground, tapping into our root chakra. So here in Tadasana mountain pose, big toes together, let your heels splay out just slightly. Start to energize your legs, feel the strength come into the lower half of the body. Invite it further up into the core, bringing hip points towards the low ribs. Hello, third chakra space. And then broaden across the collarbones, allow the shoulders to melt down, palms down by your side. Lengthen the back of the neck, sending the crown of the head towards the sky. And now breathe. Hang out here. Close your eyes. And starting at the crown of our head, our Sahasrara chakra, the element is space, cosmic consciousness. I want you to grab onto a goal or idea that has been in your mind. So floating around, but you haven't quite attached to it yet. Maybe there's a little fear or trepidation, but now I want you to take hold of that idea. And as you grasp onto it, let it come into your mind through the crown chakra and sink a little further into your third eye chakra, ajna. This is the element of light, and it's where we visualize, where we create images. So as we continue to breathe here for a few more breaths, I want you to visualize yourself doing your idea, making it come to life. What does that look like? Take a few breaths and tap into that now. On your next inhale, open your eyes, bring the arms out to the side, fingertips go all the way up, reach through, and then exhale to forward fold, Uttanasana. I like to bend my knees, especially in the beginning of a practice. Relax the head and neck. Inhale, lift up halfway, hands to shins. Feel your triceps working, back muscles engaging. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, bend the knees. Come all the way up, sweep the hands, reach the fingertips. Take it right back down. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. And again, exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Pause, take a moment, come back to that idea. We'll move through a lot more sun salutation variations moving forward, building heat. When we open through the heart and the throat center, I want you to focus on, for the goal setting aspect, that as the idea moves into your Vishuddha chakra, how are you going to communicate the idea outwards? Who are you going to tell? Will you write it down? How will you share it? And then as we open through the heart space, Anahata chakra, I want you to think of yourself as showing compassion and love and expansion towards your idea. And then what relationships do you need to form it? So who do you need to seek out to help you get there? And with that said, on the inhale, lift your arms high. On the exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step back, plank pose. From plank pose, drop your knees down. Exhale all the way to the belly. Lengthen the legs out behind you. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment, connect. Again, feel free to bend those knees, send the sitting bones really high on the ball of the feet, feeling the stretch in the hamstrings and not bringing it into the calves yet. Inhale, gaze forward. Walk your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, right back down. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back plank. Lower knees all the way to the belly. Inhale up, cobra pose. Push into the heels of your hands. Take the shoulders back, pull the heart through. Exhale down, meet me in downward facing dog. One breath here. Inhale to gaze forward. Step your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Last time, modified sun salutation. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step it back, plank pose. Lower the knees. Take it all the way down. Elbows stay by your sides as you descend downwards. Inhale to rise upwards. Exhale down. Meet me in downward facing dog. One breath here. Inhale, gaze forward. Step, walk, hop. Start to do you coming forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands down through heart center, moving into sun salutations with low lunges. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, the right foot to the back of the mat. Soften the knee down. Inhale, rise up. Energy through the inner thighs. Exhale, hands frame left foot. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, left foot goes back. Knee softens down. We rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands plant. Come forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Again, right foot goes back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands plant, step to the top. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, left foot goes back. Inhale, the torso lifts. Exhale, hands down, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, right foot goes back, knee softens down. Inhale, rise up. Listen carefully. Exhale, hands plant on the inside of the left foot, heel toe it to the side of the mat, coming into lizard pose. If you need to bring blocks underneath your hands for some extra length, go for it. Otherwise, you're here for 3 breaths. Option 2, stay or bend the back leg, reaching back with the left hand clasping the inside of the right foot. A nice quad stretch here. 3 breaths. Exhale to release. Heel toe the left foot back into center and step to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, the left foot goes to the back of the mat. Soften the knee down. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, hands come to the inside of the right foot, heel toe. Find your lizard. 3 breaths. Staying present and connected to your idea, but not to the point where it becomes not confusing. What's the word I'm looking for? Distracting. Yeah. So keep coming back to it, keep reminding yourself, but stay present in the breath and in the movement. Moving into that quad stretch, if you're coming with me, bend the back leg, reach with the right arm, and be gentle with yourself here. No need to pull or force. Trust me, your quadricep is feeling it. 3 breaths. And let it go. Heel toe the foot to the center of the mat. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Here we go into full sun salutations. Inhale, the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank pose. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or maybe cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe you're starting to straighten the legs in Adho Mukha Svanasana, depending on your space of mobility. Inhale to gaze forward. Exhale your way, top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Again, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, we fold. Building heat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale your way to chaturanga. You can step back plank or hop back, lowering down, inhaling to your back bend. Exhaling, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, 2 breaths. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Last time, inhale, hands reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale your way to chaturanga. moving through your back bend and meeting all in downward facing dog. All right, good work. We've moved quite a bit, and we're going to move into a sun salutation B from here. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. All righty. Inhale to bend the knees, drop the hips up to Utkatasana. Let's hold this one for 5 breaths. So weight is in the heels. We can see our big toes. We're making space on the front and back side body, reaching through the fingertips. A couple more breaths. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale your way to chaturanga. Inhale up, urdhva mukha or bhujangasana. Exhale back, adho mukha. Immediately step the right foot forward. This is a quick transition. Rise up, virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands plant, step back, chaturanga. Take your time. Inhale up. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Immediately, left foot steps. Rise up, big breath, warrior 1. Exhale back down, chaturanga. Maybe you skip it. Take it back, downward facing dog. And now we breathe for 5. So all that quick movement and rest. Nice straight arms in downward facing dog. Neck is relaxed. Energy going up through the spinal column. Sending those sits bones high to the sky. All right, inhale to gaze forward. Exhale, top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Drop hips, lift heart. And we hold for 5. Breathe it out. Hug everything into the midline. And stand up, Samastitihi-Tadasana, mountain pose. Close your eyes for a second. Recalibrate, reconnect. Come back to that idea, that goal that you're manifesting on, and take a moment to, again, capture it, visualize it happening. How will you communicate it? Where will you make space for compassion, self-love, and expansion? Who will help you get there? And we just built a lot of heat, so we're down into our 3rd chakra. What willpower, what energy, what movements will you need to create? So what are the steps that are going to physically get you there? Take a moment to think on that. Alrighty, inhale the arms high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Now we're just getting into our standing postures. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale your way to chaturanga. To your version of a back bend. And we all meet downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg high. This is where you're going to want blocks. Exhale, knee to nose, plant the foot, rise up, 𝗪𝗂𝗏 1. So anchor that back foot, push down through the big foot on the right side, and rise up. Strong legs here, okay? Really strong legs. The muscles are working. We're rotating from the hips. We're hugging the hip points up. We're reaching through the chest. A lot going on in this warrior pose. Another breath. Clasp the hands behind the back. Inhale to open the chest. Exhale to bring the body forward as you slowly melt down inside the right leg, bringing the fist package with you. Allow your head and neck to relax and send the right hip back. It likes to pop out here. Next, inhale, rise up halfway. We're going to pop the back foot in and forward as if you were in crescent pose and rising up into warrior 3. So gaze forward, drishti point. Start to hinge forward and lift up, coming into an L-like shape. Rolling that left hip down, keeping the pelvis square, energy from toes all the way through the crown of the head, all the way through the chakra system. Another breath. Exhale, bend the right knee, listen carefully, lift the chest, come into figure 4. Big transition there, take your time. Sit it down, flex the left foot here as you cross it over the right knee. Long spine, we're not rounding, we're staying lifted, we're staying open to the idea of manifestation. Another breath. And transition into warrior 2. So we're lifting up out of figure 4. You're stepping the left foot back and opening to the left side of the mat. Another big transition. Alrighty, heel to arch alignment. Reach the fingertips away from one another. Knee tractioning towards the second and third toe. Breathe. This is a resting pose. Flip the front palm, reach back, reverse your warrior, gaze at your left fingertips, keep bending into the front leg as you make space along the right side body. And inhale to straighten the front leg, coming into Trikonasana. This is where you might want to block. We're going from Trikonasana into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So setting it up, you're in a T shape. If you know Trikonasana, make your way into it. Legs are really active. Inhale, breath. Exhale to hinge the hips back as you reach through the right fingertips and windmill the body down. Left arm goes high to the sky. Open through the heart center. Your gaze can be wherever is comfortable. Start to take your gaze down towards the ground, transitioning into half moon. Maybe you take your block with you, push off the back leg, hinge forward. So first I like to really work in my standing leg and make a lot of strength here. Once I establish that, then I start to rotate on my pelvis. So this axis here, open my hips. Then I really strengthen through the lifted leg, flex toes. Then I focus on my core. Am I dumping into my lower back? Bring the hip points towards the low ribs. Then I bring my hand up. Then I take the gaze up. So it's a big process here, Ardha Chandrasana. A few more breaths. All right, funky transition coming up. Start to gaze down at the ground. Bring your left hand down. We're coming into Gomukhasana. So bend the right knee, the left knee's coming behind it as you slowly make your way down to the earth. So left knee descends and then right leg crosses on top. Sit back in between your heels. Go Mukhasana. That was a good one, right? Sit up nice and tall. You want to feel both sitting bones to make the stretch less intense. Bring the heels closer to the hips to make it more intense. Send the heels away. All right, sit up nice and tall. You can grab onto your big toes if you want. Option 2, stay here and stay lifted. Option 2, start to hinge forward and fold. It will make the stretch more intense. We're here for 5 breaths. Inhale, lift up and hinge back onto your sitting bones. Uncross the legs. Find Navasana boat pose. You can start with hands behind the thighs, lifting the chest, and then maybe lifting the legs higher, higher, higher to where you're comfortable. Reach the fingertips and breathe. Shaking is allowed. 2 more breaths. Exhale to cross one ankle over the other. Roll forward. Step back to downward facing dog or move through a vinyasa, your choice. Few breaths here, take a moment, and we have the other side. Alrighty, inhale the left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, plant the foot, rise up, warrior 1. Set yourself up for success. Anchor the back foot, push down through the front leg, rise up. Interlace the hands behind the back, funny finger on top. Inhale, lift up to prepare. Exhale, hinge forward into humble warrior. They say that eventually we're supposed to get our head to the ground, but I'm not too sure about that. Send the left hip back in space. Let the head and neck go. Inhale, lift up halfway. This is that point where we need to pop the back foot in about halfway and point the toes forward. Setting up for Virabhadrasana 3. Gaze forward at a drishti point, push off, make your way into warrior 3. Nice long line of energy, roll the right hip down. One more breath. Bend the left knee, rise up, find figure 4. Big transition, take your time. Cross left, right over left knee, flex the right foot, sit it down. Keep the spine long. Alrighty, moving into Virabhadrasana 2. Start to lift up out of the pose. Take your time, step it back. Open up wide, heel to arch alignment. Find warrior 2. So when we hold these static poses like this, that's the time to tune in and rest. I know they're strong, but they're here for a reason in the sequence. The transitions are that hard space where we're being tested, where we want to give up on our goals, where it just feels like the willpower is melting away. So here, gather your strength, another breath. Flip that front palm, reverse your warrior, gaze back at your right fingertips, reach through the left side body. And straighten the front leg, moving into Trikonasana. Taking your time, anchoring the legs, gaze over the fingertips, big inhale. Exhale to hinge. Windmill the hands down, find your Trikonasana pose. And gaze down, coming into Ardha Chandrasana. Take your time, half moon pose. Set everything up as you need to. Exhale to gaze down, bend the left knee, right hand comes down. We're preparing for Gomukhasana. So the right knee touches down, left leg crosses on top, and we sit back in between the legs on our sitting bones. You made it. The rest is floor work. So great work, great job. Alrighty, inhaling to sit up really high. You deciding, stay here or exhale to fold. All right, inhale, lift up. Hinge back on your sitting bones. You know where we're going. Navasana, boat pose. So bring yourself into it, set yourself up, and find the pose. A couple breaths. Last breath. And let it go. Soles of the feet together, heels in towards the groin, setting up for Baddha Konasana. Interlace the hands around the feet, or you can clasp the big toes. Sit up nice and high. This is a really nice stretch for your trapezius, so stay right here, enjoy it. And now exhale to hinge forward, bringing the elbows back towards the hips and coming forward. If you have the mobility, you can use the elbows to push your legs down further here. A few more breaths. All right, something fun. Inhale, lift up. Keep your hands on your big toes. If they're not there, clasp your peace fingers around your big toes. Start to hinge back on your sitting bones. Once you find that balance, we're extending our legs out to the side. So Upavista Konasana in a Upavista Konasana in a Navasana. Hold here, lift your chest up. Maybe you play with bringing the legs together, focusing on that balance, that core strength. Couple more breaths. If you have fallen backwards, the fun of it is rolling back up and let it go. Alrighty, so we're gonna move into a yogi recess. This is your time to do what you need. If you're working on an inversion, Get to the wall, practice safely. If you're working on an arm balance, you're super warm and ready. If you are working on relaxing and you want to simply lay in child's pose, that is available to you as well. So a few minutes on the clock, enjoy yourself, work hard, play hard, stay safe. So yogi recess. A couple more breaths wherever you are. If you're in an inversion, make sure you take a moment in child's pose. Once you're ready, we will all meet on our backs. Absolutely no rush. Safely come out of whatever you are doing. And we will meet on our backs to wind down this practice after one more sequence. So everyone on your back, your knees are bent, your feet are planted. Bring your hands, interlace them behind your neck. Let's do a little bit of core work to top off this incredible goal-setting chakra flow. So on an inhale, lift the shoulders up off the earth and start to move through bicycles, extending the right leg forward, right elbow to left knee, and keep switching. Trying to keep the shoulders as high as you can without cranking through your neck. Breathe here. Feel gratitude that you're on the mat, that you're taking care of your body, that you can even do this movement here today. So coming at this harder work from a space of gratitude, not with an attitude, yeah? Keep moving, keep breathing. For 10, 9, 8, 7, each one is twice actually, 6, 5, you got it, 4, 3, 2, last one, and Apanasana, knees into the chest, let out a sigh. Rock from side to side, massage your low back, and then feet plant into the earth, coming up into bridge pose. Don't make it a big deal, just lift up, nothing too intense, stretch the belly. Breathe here. So in the whole standing part of our posture sequence, we worked a lot in the Manipura chakra, willpower, energy. And now in this last sequence, we're tapping into Svadhisthana, the chakra of creativity and birth. So imagine yourself birthing your idea into existence. So all of the work you did before is actually happening. Come into a supine twist. Cross your right ankle, right knee over your left knee, and let everything spill to the left. Right arm goes out to the side. So what would it feel like? What would it look like for that idea to be birthed into creation? Bring yourself to that space. Inhale everything up through center. Use your core to help you get there. And switch sides, cross left over right, take it all the way over. Left arm extends out long. And lastly, we're ending in shavasana, tapping into the root chakra, which is the element of earth. It's where everything is grounded and rooted and connected. It's where your idea has actually landed here on the earth plane. So it's manifested fully into reality. Inhale, legs up through center. Extend everything out long. Take up space on your mat. Let your feet splay out to the sides. Let your arms rest down by your sides. Palms up in an act of receiving. Take a big inhale breath. Exhale. Again. Exhale. For this last breath, as you pull the inhalation down, I want you to imagine the breath starting at your crown chakra and pulling it down to your root chakra. So pulling that idea down the manifestation current. And as you exhale, it's your declaration that you will create this idea. Okay, so big inhale. And now completely release. Allow all of those thoughts to simply surrender and let be. This is that time for integration, wholeness, and connection. So enjoy shavasana. Slowly start coming back to your breath. Feel your rib cage expand. Feel your chest rise and fall. Circulate the breath further throughout the body. Inviting small movements, fingertips and toes, ankles and wrists. And when you're ready, inhaling the arms overhead, extending long through the legs. Exhale to bend the knees. Come onto your favorite side for fetal pose. Head rests on your arm. Take a moment. Thank yourself for stepping on the mat. On the next inhale, push into your hand. Rise up, Sukhasana, easy pose. Once you get there, bring your attention to your Muladhara, your root chakra. Rest upon it. Imagine the roots going beneath the yoga mat, connecting you to something greater and deeper. And with that strength, rise up through all of the chakra system, through the spinal column, ending at the crown of the head and beyond, feeling that sense of alignment, purpose, and power, knowing that you have full access to each center within and the entire system. And on the next inhale, take your arms out to the side, sweep them up overhead, palms touch. Exhale down through heart center. We close with an Om, big inhale. Open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me for the chakra goal setting power flow. I really hope you enjoyed the idea of traveling the other way down the chakra system using the manifestation current. Remember, if you want the goal setting worksheet to help you further dive into this idea of manifestation, click the link in my description below. It'll take you to a blog post where you can sign up and get the worksheet. So again, thank you so much for joining me on the mat, for inviting me into your home. I'll meet you back here next week.